Welcome. Hello and good morning. I'm absolutely thrilled to be welcoming you here today to the first Nursing Live conference here in Liverpool. My name is Susan Sinclair. I'm a nurse and I'm the chair of the RCNi board. The RCNi is the biggest publishing house of nursing journals in the UK, owned exclusively by the RCN, ensuring that what's brought to you is relevant, topical and evidence-based. This unique perspective has allowed us to create Nursing Live for you today, the first of its type nursing conference in the UK. We have over 100 exhibitors, 170 speakers and over 6,000 nurse registrants over the next couple of days. So I feel whoever you are, in whichever field of nursing, there will be something for you here today. In terms of what you will find a thread throughout the day and tomorrow of how nurses can, and as the biggest workforce in health are, supporting a step change in equity for all those who work in health and those we care for. You will meet many high-profile leaders in nursing and understand a little more about their journeys, and also meet many presenters who show the real range and scope of nursing practice and its unique ability to make a difference to people and communities. I hope today some of that will inspire your own journeys. You will also learn new skills and gain new insights from our many speakers here and in our 5 learning zones. You will have the opportunity to learn practical and enjoyable techniques to enable your own well-being in our Compassion Cafe, entertainment areas and pamper zone, and get to try out everything from yoga to somatic healing. So if you see me horizontal, that's why. The last few years have been very difficult for nurses and nursing. Today is about celebration. Celebration of our contribution to people and families in times of need, recognition of the glorious diversity of nursing workforce and the careers and opportunities on offer as a nurse. It is about meeting others and recognising the commonality of experiences that unite us and make us nurses. All our events are free over the next couple of days, but it is first come, first served, so make sure you've downloaded the Nursing Live app, and for those of you on social media, please use the hashtag NursingLiveUK. It's just there to let us to broadcast what's happening. Please also don't forget to visit the RCNi stand to help us plan next year's event and tell us how we're doing. And today's event will finish at 5:30 with the cloakroom open till 6. I have a very special message today from Pat Cullen, RCN Chief Executive and General Secretary, who unfortunately can't be here today, but wants you to know she's thinking of you all and wishing everyone an absolutely fantastic event. And just looking at the stream of nurses coming in today to the conference centre and the energy already in the room, it is absolutely going to be brilliant. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to our first keynote speakers of the day. In the Learning Labs, we have presentation from Liverpool John Moores University, Orchard Therapeutics, Coloplast, and former Nurse of the Year, Alison Bunce. And here on the main stage, I'd like to introduce Professor Nicola Ranger, Chief Nurse at the RCN. Nicola is a true advocate of nursing and champion of nurses. She has nursed internationally and been a hospital chief nursing officer in 3 trusts for well over a decade. In December 22, she became the Director of Nursing for the RCN, and since then has been an integral part of redefining the strategy for the RCN and shaping the vision for the RCN Institute. Today, she shares with us her vision for nursing and achieving a bright and powerful future. Welcome, Nicola.
Thank you very much. It's just so lovely to be here. And I do also want to extend Pat's warm wishes to you. And I'm very sorry you've got me rather than Pat Cullen, because I know she really, really wanted to be here. This Nursing Live event coincides with my first year as Chief Nurse at the Royal College of Nursing. Senior jobs such as this can remove you from what's happening on the ground and from the daily lives of the people that we represent. So I made a commitment to myself that I would not allow that to happen. So nearly every week since taking up this post, I've been out visiting staff, delivering care in different parts of the country and in different settings. I've been to hospitals, prisons, care homes, GP surgeries, and met so many inspirational nurses. A key point for me and a key part and highlight was going with my team to Wormwood Scrubs prison. I'd never met prison nurses before. I was left the day so inspired by such amazing nurses. Their commitment to their prisoners and their patients was outstanding. Another key highlight was meeting a GP practice in Haringey, where I met the most inspiring district nurses. I think I still had an image of being a district nurse was still a little bit like Call of the Midwife. And then I heard that actually, when the recommendation is no more than 10 patients a day, our district nurses were seeing 25 patients a day with 15-minute intervals. That's the key thing of this role. Going out, listening to nurses, motivating us at the RCN to then take what we've listened and to turn it into something better for our members. My first week at the RCN also coincided with strike action. Strike action for the first time in the RCN's history. The hundreds and hundreds of members I met on picket lines were absolutely inspirational, as were the patients that braved the cold and the elements to support them. The public support was overwhelming for our strike action. We don't just raise concerns of pay or staffing levels to do the profession down or the NHS down or any employer, but to show that we collectively won't stand for it anymore, that we confidently know that we deserve better and we have to have change for our patients. The RCN exists to champion, celebrate and promote the art and science of nursing. But this means being the voice of our profession, to call things out and to stand up for ourselves and our patients. If you'll allow me, I'd just like to show a very short film.
An honour just to actually work with people so closely and be in people's lives, and it's just being able to help people when people are in a time of need. There's something so humbling about that.
You must really love people and know that you want to just look after somebody who's not well.
Without district nursing, my only option would be to be in the hospital long term. I can have a semi-normal life at home now. For my family and especially my dad, the reassurance it's given to him has been such a massive change. So thank you.
You're very welcome. It's our pleasure.
Something that I really enjoy about my job is working with children like Faith and making sure that the hospital is making the right adjustments to support children and that they can get access to the right healthcare as well.
We are eternally grateful for this place and for all of you that work in it. It just doesn't be a happy place on its own. It needs yourselves.
My nursing is not just for the few patients that comes my way. It's to impact lives of colleagues. How can I be of support to them? How can my life, my story, help them to become better nurses for the future?
I know I've got the right support for me to grow as a person.
Nursing certainly has got more challenging. We are trying to do more with less.
The population's increasing, So the services are meant to increase, but unfortunately it's going the other way. There's not enough staff.
Which is quite concerning actually, because we don't know who's going to be filling these jobs as people retire and moving forward.
If we can address the support that we give student nurses and the inflation, how that's affecting. So if the pays improve, there'll be more interest.
We would want to be more proactive. At the moment, I think we're very reactive. The situation presents itself and then we deal with that as best we can.
You make a difference to those patients' lives.
It's the most rewarding thing. I'm incredibly grateful to be working the job that I do.
When you know a resident's happy, there's no better feeling in the world. I don't even know how you would fully describe that feeling.
There are thousands and thousands of people like Aderonki, Fiona, Steph and Ola, the people we saw in the film, making remarkable contributions to the health of our nation every single day. We celebrate our profession every day on International Nurses Day, but we must celebrate it every day. And of course, we don't just celebrate registered nurses. 4 years ago, we launched the Nursing Support Workers Day to recognise and thank thousands of nursing support workers staff and thank them for the immense work they do. I know that you will take part again in this day in the next month or so. As nursing staff, we know what our patients need and we do know what outstanding care looks and feels like. And I know what is required and so do you. Task ahead is to make all of us have a collective voice to secure the future for our profession and those that we care for. They absolutely deserve better. Earlier this year, I was not remotely surprised to see that the public voted nursing one of the most trusted professions in the UK. During the pandemic, nursing staff moved out of their family homes to be there for their patients and their residents. We left our children behind, we left our families behind in order to protect the people that we loved the most. Many of us witnessed the most harrowing moments of our careers. We lost patient after patient, and tragically, we lost colleagues too. I don't think COVID-19 left a single person working in health or social care in the same way. I was chief nurse at King's during the COVID pandemic. I can see some colleagues from King's in the audience, where we had 780 patients at our peak with COVID, with 140 ventilated. I know what our nurses did day in, day out. There's some recent research that's been led and supported by the RCN by Professor Jill Mayburn at Surrey University. And the name of the research is called Forever Altered. And there isn't a nurse or any member of the nursing family that isn't forever altered by what we've seen and what we've done. We know what we did, and we know more than anything the value of nursing. We're also often limited by our structures around us. Nursing pay, staff morale, retention, staffing ratios, career progression, workforce planning. All these will be addressed by acknowledging the true value of nursing and giving it the recognition that our patients deserve. At the moment, too often, care is not given with the resources we need, and particularly as a highly trained profession. The nursing profession has evolved significantly over the last few decades. Nursing staff now take more responsibility than any time in our history. The changes have been so significant that the last month, the RCN updated its official definition of nursing. The new definition, developed by the RCN Professional Nursing Committee in collaboration with RCN members, fellows and professional forums, seeks to encompass all aspects of modern nursing and the work that we do. It recognises the complexity and that we are a safety critical profession. I'm not getting my slides quite right. It is very hard and exhausting to be a nurse at times, and I suspect every one of us has times when we found the work completely exhausting. I suspect many of us sometimes wonder, why do we do what we do? I'm sorry, I think my slides are slightly out of order. Kind of ignore them, okay? Just listen to me, I'm going to forget the slides at the moment. I personally never actually wanted to be a nurse. It was something that I thought, I wanted to be a social worker. And I thought I would do it as a little bit of a fill-in nursing until I worked out what I wanted to do. And I remember saying, actually, I don't really want to do the degree program which they asked me to do, because I'm not going to stay a nurse. I had incredibly low expectations of what it was going to be a nurse. And I had friends in my set who had such high expectations of what it was to be a nurse. We had the opposite response. I can remember my very first ward, Mary Ward at the Royal London Hospital. And those were the days, and those of you that are as old as me will remember, the ward sister used to have a rule that anyone that didn't have visitors, as a student, you needed to sit and spend time with them during visiting time. Those were the days. I can remember spending my time with a young man who was 24 years old from Sierra Leone. So he didn't have many visitors. He had end-stage heart failure. And he made the very brave decision not to have a heart transplant. I spent every time I could with him during visiting time. And I can remember, as a young first ward student nurse, when he died, the person that was with him at the end of his life was me. And I remember thinking, what a tremendous, complete privilege nursing is. And I still believe that today. We look after people at the most vulnerable times in their lives, at the most unique times. Actually, nursing absolutely matters, and we absolutely have to be with people at the right times in their lives. So, let me see if I can get my slides on time here. What would it take to be a properly valued profession? We want to have the right number of staff at the right time. It is true that nursing is much more than a calling or a vocation. It is a highly skilled, safety-critical graduate profession that should be well paid. It should not be unreasonable for nursing staff to worry about have they got enough food, heating for themselves or their families. They should enjoy a decent standard of living, free from the worries of cost of living. They should go to work without worrying if they can afford for their parking, fuel for their home visits, or a hot meal on a shift. We should always be able to live with care in the appropriate setting, not in crumbling hospitals or delivering care in corridors. Our service should be properly staffed for patient safety. We need to have the right skills in the right place at the right time, not covering shifts from other wards or an over-reliance on bank and agency. We need clear, equitable career progression. Too many nursing staff spend their careers stuck in the same band, yet taking on even more responsibility. We need to have paid, ring-fence professional development time, including time to develop ourselves as leaders. Stepping up in the roles should not mean having to step away from patients. Workforce planning needs to be led by patient need, not by the public purse. Nursing changes and improves lives, but not just changing individual lives. Nursing is vital for the health and well-being of society more broadly. When our profession is healthy and thriving, the nation's health improves. When services are properly staffed, health outcomes are better. With the proper investment in nursing workforce, we have the potential to truly prevent illness, and that in the end saves and reduces the amount of money we spend on poor outcomes. There are 7.5 million people sitting on waiting lists in England alone. Each one of them has an individual life and need that they're trying to live. We also have to truly have mental health care that truly has parity of investment and esteem, where physical and mental health are equal in their resource and value. I think I'm on my right slide now. This is fantastic. Throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to work along nursing staff from all walks of life. Those that are educated here in the UK and those educated abroad. And with that wide range of cultural backgrounds and different experiences, this is the strength and diversity of our profession. Nurses' strength is in its diversity, and providing good, respectful, person-centred care requires that our profession is varied and unique, as it is for the people that we care for. Each nurse, healthcare assistant, nursing student and midwife that I have met tell a different story and all bring a huge range of experiences and perspectives to the table. Despite what our health secretary and our chancellor have had to say about the NHS recently, our country is stronger because of our diversity, and our commitment, as outlined in our NNC code, is to treat each person individually and uphold their dignity. This means not only respecting and accepting difference, but celebrating it, working to actively challenge discrimination in all forms whenever we encounter it. It also makes me hugely proud to be in a woman-dominated profession. And as a chief nurse in an organisation, I'm proud to work with brilliant and courageous women. Sadly, some of us in this room have had to write their mother's own eulogy. My sister and I, one of our key couple of sentences for us that we wrote about our mother is she taught us to be proud to be women, equal to all men. This is not to ignore the many wonderful men in our profession, but to act as a reminder that we should never, ever shy away from being a woman-led profession. Last month, I gave evidence at the Commons Women and Equality Select Committee, my first time ever. It was a bit nerve-wracking in Westminster. I told them because we are a 90% female profession, we are not valued for our brain and our heart that you need to become a nurse. It does affect our pay, our terms and conditions, and how we're treated. But this has to stop. To me, being a woman-led profession is a strength. Nursing staff possess incredible emotional resilience. We're expected to act rationally and professionally and accurately in the most stressful environments. We are fierce and unrelenting in our defense of our patient. We are compassionate, and yet we use that compassion to demand the best care possible. My vision for the future of nursing is where the leaders of our profession truly represent the hundreds and thousands of staff that work within it. Yes, we can see this happening, but we're not there yet. This will not happen overnight, but it cannot be achieved by words alone. We have to be proactive in removing the barriers that exist. We each have to strive to lift each other up, to support each other, to mentor those joining the profession. It is imperative that we make room at the table for different voices and strive to listen to what they tell us. But we do have to put time and effort into becoming one team. We have to focus not just on difference and division, but truly unite as a profession. The RCN wants to lead the way. We want to have our new RCN institutes with 5 key academies that we think are really relevant to nurses. The Nursing Academy of Nursing Workforce, Nursing Practice, Nursing Leadership, International Nursing, and the Academy of Activism. We want to ensure that we have the professional activist and the active professional, but our key focus of our work will also be our work on safe staffing. At the RCN, we talk a lot about safe staffing, but haven't truly defined it. We don't need any more research. There's been research over the past 10-15 years clearly demonstrating what we need for every nurse in every setting is a maximum number of patients for which they have to look after. And just to say, the RCN is going to be very, very strong on this. I know what difference it made to me as a chief nurse, so we will be describing what safe care and safe staffing actually looks like. Reviewing the year, I'm so sorry the slides are now working and you can see this awful picture of me, but it was at the International Council of Nurses. I didn't know enough about the International Council of Nurses until I joined the RCN. It is a body of 130 international nursing associations that come together, and I had the honour of going on behalf of the UN to Montreal this year. And what it struck me is that all of our challenges are global, and we really are a truly international workforce. It also struck me at the Royal College of Nursing, we are the largest professional body and trade union of nurses in the world, and we are so respected. We absolutely have a responsibility to use our voice and our support and both teach and learn from our international nurses. So, there has never been a time, a more important time, to celebrate and defend our profession. Last year and this year, we have shown that the voice of nursing cannot and will not be ignored. We've shown what we can do when we are strong and united. Together we can achieve a future for nursing that is bright, celebrated, and delivers outstanding care for patients. But we have to come together. We have to value ourselves, and we have to value our profession. What I said as a student nurse all those years ago is what I still believe today. We have the most unique opportunity to look after people at the most vulnerable times in their lives. I still believe what I believed then, that it is a privilege to be a nurse. And have a great day. Thank you.